Hey everyone, it's Jim T. Graham and Jason Cole. It's Thursday. It's a little past 2. Jason had some ear problems, and it sounds like he got them worked out. Test 1, 2. Jason, test.
Test. I got more than ear problems. I got throat problems.
Oh no, are you sick again?
I'm getting the little achy feeling, you know. So I got my water bottle.
Yes.
I've got some On Guard beadlets.
Yeah, you got a little aromatherapy in the room. Maybe you got a little lemon in the air. Hey everyone,
I got a little JB Weld epoxy therapy going on.
You could just put that in your throat and be done with it. That's not what I meant. That sounded wrong. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, RCGroups has been bananas. The wacky techs at Vertical Scope are at it again at rcgroups.com. They're tuning the knobs and tweaking the switches. They're sliding the sliders. And we had some mild interference on the side. It was like being on channel 13 when you're trying to be on channel 19 on the radio looking for a Smokey report. Do you know what I mean, Jason?
I can imagine.
Are you picking up what I'm laying down?
I'm picking it up, man.
All right. So
I'm shoveling it onto the truck.
The good news is
I don't know what that means.
We've had a second. Jason, let me verify this. I mean, this is what I'm hearing, but this is the second server move. Did they actually physically move the server again? I mean, that's what they said.
No, right? I'm not a tech. I'm a tech geek, but I'm not techie in IT world. So I don't know what they did. All I know is they fixed the slowdown issues, whatever that was. And then they did this other thing with a thing called Cloudflare. And I'm not even sure what that is or does, but it's supposed to make the site faster and more secure and better and do some things and
protect against malicious attacks and things like that. And we do have a few hitches. Our features aren't showing. In fact,
and ePowered is talking about he's sick of getting the emails and PMs on Flying Giants. Yeah, that was Flying Giants notifications for emails and private messages was broken for quite a while, maybe since November, since the previous server move. And now that they fixed it, it's basically going through and time delaying, but it's trying to catch up and send out all those notifications. There's no way to stop that from happening that I know of. But it will get better once it catches up and all of your past notifications have been notified. You won't see them anymore. It'll be like normal. So just hang in there and just delete them. It stinks, but hey, at least you can get notifications now and the site's running properly again. So,
and trust me, I'm getting them too. And pro tip, you can't go to unsubscribe from this thread and stop them from coming in because they'll come in anyway. So don't even try to unsubscribe. Hopefully the concept is it's going to catch up like Jason just said.
Sharp says, what did he buy for the truck this week?
I'm sure there's something. There is. The one thing that I forgot to show last week is I 3D printed, and I made these myself, Jason. They weren't out there. I needed a place to put some 3.5-inch speakers under the dash in the front to move some sound around. And I did it. I went into Tinkercad, built it, and I hadn't fired up that 3D printer in maybe, I don't know how long. And I just hit print, and I made 2 of them. I couldn't believe it. And so that went in the truck, and then I got a new stereo unit in there, Jason, with an Android 8.0. It's a pop-up screen, 7-inch by 7-inch.
Nice.
And that actually is talking to my Bluetooth dongle coming off of my OBD. And I have a Bluetooth app that shows while I drive all the...
What does OBD stand for, by the way?
By damn. I think so. I'll tell you this, I rewired the whole thing. I rewired it. It runs out to 3 OBDs, and they all are on and off switches, and those all run to my new switch panel, which allows me to turn that on and off at will. And it's a slew. I mean, I am actually need to do a video of all the things I've done. It's there. I mean, there's only one little thing left for me to tweak.
That's great,
so
man.
About the Osprey, while we're waiting on Jason to do his hair, I actually almost have the whole Osprey article live, and we'll go take a look at that. We'll do it right now. Because Jason, by the way, if we're following the YouTube formula, Jason is going to talk to you about his new Neutrino Soaring USA sailplane, which cannot possibly fit in the screen here.
No, it will not. I have a picture though. I can put up and show, and then I can show you some parts. But booyah, yeah, the Osprey. Who saw that coming, man? That thing is awesome looking.
Okay, I'm going to find this. There we go. And then I'm going to full screen it. Oh, I've lost control.
And then you're going to do that, and then you're going to do that.
There we go. And
There it
then
is.
presenting to everyone. Oh, I didn't mean to do this one. Okay, well, this is the article I'm working on. We can look at the top anyway. The Osprey VTOL. Now, Jason, let's go over here. Bingo. I don't see a video. There it is.
There you go.
I haven't got
That's where
there
I
yet.
saw the video. I was like, dang, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm going to hit stop here.
I think it's really going to get like people who thought about like the convergence. You know, it's VTOL, and it's kind of cool, but it's just a sport plane. It's not like a scale anything, right? But this is actually looks like a real airplane. And I think that's going to attract a lot more people to VTOL aircraft. Look at that.
That looks like our film.
And it transitions like amazing looking.
Here's the ambient music.
I mean, you know, it's probably David Blaine or somebody flying it.
Click.
I think David Payne should change his last name to Plane, so it's David Plane.
David Plane, yeah. And Kim Plane. I've been on the phone with Kim all week.
Looks cold up there. They got gloves on. I can't fly with gloves on. Maybe you can fly this with gloves on. It's that easy.
It flies up. It flies down. It's a VTOL. Indoors, around purses, transmitters. Ooh, it'll fly around.
It's a man bag. It's a Merce.
We fly it to deliver your products. Whoops. Hey, you know what?
How much is it? I didn't see the price yet.
I'm gonna guess $239. $229. I'm off by $10. I wonder if that'd get me in the big wheel spin. Let's go look at this while we're at it. I'll let you hear it. Horizon Early Access. Jason, tell me when you get bored.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, I can't hear.
You can't hear it? How about now?
That's just it's real quiet, but
into the store you can see it.
Oh. Okay, well, never mind.
All good. Well, I'm looking for
I will have all of this in the article any minute now. So exclusive flight control software makes it possible. You know, I should do it the different way here. All right. Bingo. I should go look and see if the users are ready to kill me yet. At the heart of all. Okay. At the heart of it. At the heart of it all is exclusive flight control software that has been expertly tuned by our engineers, David Payne. Oh. Automated transition. Making transition to helicopter, multi-rotor, and airplane flight as simple as flipping a switch. 3 flight modes: multi-rotor stability mode, airplane stability mode.
So it's a whole lot like the convergence
airplane
setup. It's probably programmed a lot of the same.
Landing gear options. That's pretty cool. Trim schemes.
Detail it out.
Oh, and an FPV. Yeah, and that should be my main shot.
All right. I missed it again. What was the price again?
$229.99.
$229. That seems like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the convergence is, and many convergence are pretty pricey too. It's a lot of 3 motors, 3-speed controllers, all the things. So,
have you seen one of these in real life?
There you go.
With, like when Obama was president, I know one of these flew over.
I don't know that I've seen one in person, unless there was one at Oshkosh, and I just don't remember it from the sheer volume of cool aircraft.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, man.
And all right. So Jason Cole is going to talk to you today about his Neutrino Sailplane. And Jason, you said you had some tools?
Yeah, I'll talk briefly about my build and stuff, but I'm going to show this. First thing you have to do when you get a new airplane like this is do this.
Does your wife like that?
Put it together. Yeah, she came home and was like, what is this? No, she loved it. It's pink, but look at that. 4-meter wingspan. It's massive and super light and huge and awesome. So, you know, I was super pumped to see it. And I will end the screen share so I can go back. I don't know how to end the screen share.
I can see all your tabs. So
There we
I hope
go.
nothing embarrassing was in your
There we
tabs.
go. All right. So here's kind of what I've been working on. Here's one of the wing panels. You know, it's massive. Just that alone comes up to my belly button. You can't really see it. So I do have one of my control horns installed right there. It's I'm using JB Weld 2-part epoxy. And that stuff is super awesome and strong. I did have to cut out the servo pocket.
Dremel tool?
No, I didn't use a Dremel. I used a knife to cut the square. And then you got to pluck out all the foam and sand and scrape the bottom and clean it with alcohol. Make sure it's all ready for the servos. Because my servos, I've got them bagged currently. So they're wrapped in just like Ziploc kind of bag. So when I glue this down, they're inside of a servo frame, and that gets installed into the wing like so. And basically, you're just gluing down the servo frame, and the servo you can use 2 screws and remove if you need to replace them. It makes it like you could do it in 60 seconds. And so I shortened the servo leads. These are MKS servos all around. I'm using the HV 6100s all the way around.
Steve Wattenberg's hilarious.
What's he saying? What she saying? All right. So here's one of the cool parts. Normally you get a big plane like this and it's a single piece fuselage. It's huge, right? And it has the rudder on it and it's massive and you got to carry it in a giant box or something. But this one, I don't even know how I can do this. It's a 2-piece fuse. So my rudder and elevator servos, if you can see, there's a hole here. It's going to live inside the aft end of the fuselage and the push rods are going to go down. And then there's just going to be an electronic connection, but it's molded in a shape. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of oblong. And then there's little guides and keys here. So when you insert it into the front section, it slides in and it won't go all the way in place until it's aligned properly. And when you align it, it goes right in. And then you're just going to use a piece of electrical tape to secure it. And that's all it takes. So super easy. Just pop the tape, slide it out, unplug your 2 servo connections, and you could break it down into a really small package. It's super light.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So here's the nose. It comes with a fillet. It's got a carbon fiber fillet right here, and they give you a fiberglass motor mount. It's just a real thin disc, and you could stick it in there and glue it in real nice. I'm going to use an aluminum motor mount that it's not here yet. It's shipping. But I'm going to end up grinding out all that fillet and sizing it for the aluminum motor mount, and it's going to seat in and butt up against the front. It's just going to make it really strong and tough because, you know, you're doing spot landings. I'm not sure what guys do yet, if they kind of dork them in like the big sailplanes or if they try to guide the slide, you know, as you come in flat and then slide into place. But I'm assuming I'm going to be hitting on the spinner of the motor and stuff and putting some pressure on that. So I want that nose to be super strong, able to take any kind of landing I give it. But so that said, there's a lot of building that has to happen. And I'm just so excited because I'm just finally getting some good tools, right? So one of the things I'm doing is using this high performance wire from Duralite. It's really high strand wire. It's got a thin coating, outer coating, but a lot of wires inside. So it actually can carry more current with less loss over a long wing. And it's lighter than normal servo wire, so I'm excited about that. But
are you doing an article about this build with links to all the things that you're using?
Oh, yeah. So one of the things I'm doing is shortening my servo wires. I'm having to make custom wiring harness and things. So one of the things I picked up was one of these. Do you know what this is?
Oh, man. Listen, I just bought a cheapo version of that, and I'm like, I want a real one. Show me that and show us everything it does. I've been wiring stuff for 2 weeks.
Normally, when I strip wires, what I've been doing for years is using one of these like side cutters.
Oh, yeah. And then you run the risk of cutting your wire by accident.
Yeah. Well, they work great, but you can dig in and grab some of the wire strands and stuff. And it's, it's just not really designed for that. And then I've had wire strippers before that are the side kind where you stick them in a hole and squeeze and do it.
But you never know what size hole exactly to get it in, and then you're pulling copper off again. Then you have to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. This is amazing. I didn't even know this existed, which is somehow mind blowing in the 15 years I've been in the hobby, or 18, almost 20. I don't know. I've been doing this a long time. So check this out. These are self-adjusting wire strippers. And guess what? You can do 1 wire, you can do 3 wire. So guess that's a servo lead, right? To 3 wire. You stick it in. See how I can do this and show.
That's unbelievable.
I stick it in and then watch what happens.
I had no idea.
It just did all 3 perfectly with no, wire. None of the wire inside was stripped. It just got the insulation.
Where'd you get this?
Amazing.
Wait. Show us more. So the other thing is I got some stuff in the mail and I was like, how in the hell am I supposed to get the wire in this thing and then stuck in it? And then on the inside of your handle there, you've got the red dot and the blue dot. And what's the other dot?
There's a yellow dot.
Hold the tool back up. So that is for crimping those little pieces that I have received. I had no idea how to do it.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of little ones over here for crimping and doing certain things. And then you got cutters. So if you just wanted to cut the wire, you just stick it in and it chops it right off. Normally, I didn't do it hard enough, but it just chops it right off.
Jason, how much did that cost?
I don't remember. I got it on Amazon. Or did I? No, I didn't. Or did I? I did get it on Amazon.
If you did, send me that link because after having my cheapo one, I was like, I got to get a real version of this, and that is the real version.
Your orders. I'm looking right now. Here we go. It was delivered yesterday. I just got them. That's why I'm so excited. And it's this one's Nico brand, Neiko. There's
how much?
$13.99.
What? Oh my god! I paid $6 for mine. That is just crap.
Yeah, I'm like mad at myself that I haven't had these until now. It's ridiculous that I haven't had these.
I just wired a stereo and rear brake light and all this stuff, and I didn't have that. I should have had it the whole time.
Yeah, if you don't have one of these and you strip wire at all, get it. You're just gonna thank me so much. It's amazing. So that's that. So that was super exciting. And then the other thing I'm doing is because I'm shortening leads and changing and making custom harnesses, I didn't want to just splice and solder wires together for my servo leads. I'm going to be soldering some to Dean's 4-pin connectors and making some automating stuff.
I was just looking at these options online earlier today.
I knew this all existed. I just never really had a reason to get any of it until today. But you can buy the little connectors that go on servos. This is the male end, and then there's a female end with the pin. It both works the same way, but you can make your own servo connectors that look just like this when you're done, and you do that with one of these crimping tools. There's a couple different versions of these, and I guess I could do it live, right? You want to see one?
Heck yeah! I've never seen such a thing.
So here's what we do.
When I was building my DLG, people were telling me about this. I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. So this must be what they were talking about.
So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to crimp. I'm going to strip my wire to where I want it. Boom.
This can also be circumcision.
Easy as that. Now I'm going to go ahead and just cut to separate the wire strips from each other.
Can't see it.
Well, I'm just kind of getting them to where they're pulling apart.
Like a banana.
And then I'll just do one, but I'm going to pinch the wire like that. And then now let me grab one of these doohickey things here. So these, you just kind of rotate them and they just pop off. And this is actually the connector that's inside all of those servo leads. I don't know if my camera's focusing properly or not to show you.
It looks pretty good. Hey, Brian Chambers.
So all you do, let me see if I can do this backwards. I'm going to stick it in to where the back edge is flush but facing the top. I just need to see, and then I'll give it a couple clicks. This one's ratcheting, so when I get it in position where I'm going to hold the connector, I can just let go, and it's ratcheting, so it's just going to stay tight and go one more. All right, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the connector in there?
Yeah.
a little bit. So you kind of want to make it flush with the face of the crimp tool. And then all you do is you're going to insert it, and you're going to insert it long enough to get the, the outer wiring. It's going to be grabbed by the rear pinchers of the connector. I don't know the proper term for all this stuff.
The external plastic.
Anyway, all I'm going to do is do this. I'm squeezing, and then it pops out. I'm going to grab it.
Watch it.
And then you have a connector. It's totally not focusing, but hey. Anyway, you do that, and then you grab your little outer housing, slip it in, and then you're going to want to make sure and watch your positive, negative signal. Make sure you're doing that the way you should. Those just pop into place. And then if you know anything about servos, you should. They have keepers. But anyway, and then you just do the other two, and then you've got a servo connection that you've made custom to whatever length you want. It's really going to help you eliminate all of the excess wire and bundle tucking and all that stuff.
Bundle tucking.
I really want to keep to a minimum. So those are anything else new that I got? I mean, those are the primary cool things. And I'm just like, these are must-haves for the hobby. Why am I just now getting these? So that's super fun.
It's kind of nice though that there's things yet to be discovered, even at your old age.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can always learn. You can always learn things. So here's my goal. Next Wednesday looks like it's the most fantastic, amazing day. 5 to 10 mile per hour winds, 69 degrees, like super sunny, like warm, and not very windy. So I'm gonna attempt to get this finished and flight ready by then, and hopefully we can hit the field and go do some test flights. It's going to be a lot of work, and if I'm getting sick, that's going to stink for this weekend. But I'm gonna work hard. There's a lot of gluing things involved, and this particular glue takes like 15 hours to cure properly. So I kind of have to time the way I'm building things around that while I'm waiting. Like right now, all of those control horns are gluing in. They won't be fully cured until tomorrow. And same thing with all 4 servos, the servos for the tail. There's a lot of stuff that has to get done. But I'm excited, man. I cannot wait to fly it.
That's awesome. And the weather's getting nice over here. Is it 67 now? I don't know. I haven't gone outside yet, but
it's 60 something right now. It feels
there
good.
is one thing you didn't show, Jason. I'm really surprised you didn't show our users this, but luckily I have a video of me doing this at the AMA show about 10 years ago. I show the correct procedure for before you buy a sailplane on what you need to do to test it.
I know it is.
Now, this guy behind the counter had no idea who I was. And then as I proceeded to test the sailplane that I wanted to purchase, he had no idea what I was doing. So let's swing the camera around, shall we? There we are. Now we're at the AMA.
The Toledo show coming up in 14 days.
That's the AMA show. But, that's me. And I'm like, can I see this? And he's like, yes, be very careful. So first I'm checking alignment. So I'm checking to make sure that everything's true and straight, kind of like a guitar neck. Then I'm shaking it for internal resonance. Well, I'm listening for some sort of sound from the fuselage and verifying that it stays straight. And I approve of that. So now moving on to the next part of the checking out the sailplane. This is an inner tube for the wing, I believe. And so what you want to do is shake it, whip it like a fishing pole. And you got to twirl them around a little bit to really get a good feel. And then thump it and listen. And you'll hear a pa-ting. You got to smell it because there's certain smell that you're looking for. And then finally, this thing can also be used as a telephone if you get the right sailplane. Hello? Now that one's not working. So then you want to compare the canopy to the rod, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to look at this one more time, but the wing. You want to make sure your wing's balanced, and this is probably the only way to do it. You got to hold it in your hand and then touch it and caress it a little bit, making sure everything's straight. Smelling this should smell like bananas in case you don't know. And now I'm holding it to balance one against the other. I'm shaking them together to see if the resonance sounds the same. Jason just left the room.
I'm here.
And then I decided, no, this isn't for me. I'll come back later. Goodbye. So anyway, Jason, maybe you should include that in your review. Maybe, pre-buy.
How to check. Super fun. Oh, one more thing. This literally just came in like 10 minutes ago. But this is my new carry box. It's going to hold the Neutrino. It's going to hold all my DLGs. And it's got like some kind of plastic.
Oh, hold on, Jason. Sorry. Here we go. 1 second. There we go. Okay, there you go.
All right. So this is the new flight box. It's a semi-rigid. It's not something you would use to transport on airline, but it's protect and hold your models for transportation in your car and storage when you're not flying them. But it'll hold like a bunch of DLGs and a bunch of 3-4 meter stuff, whatever. So it's going to hold basically all of my competition models and backups and everything will fit in this one box to travel with. So like going up to the Soaring Gnats, literally all my planes will be in this and protected. And normally I would just have my DLGs built and just riding on top of everything. And it's just a pretty precarious situation where something moved or shifted, you could potentially damage a wing or, something. So that was like $200 I paid to get this thing, but it's going to be very handy, super nice. So there you go. That's my world right now.
E-powered RC. Can you see Jason now? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm showing it on the live feed now.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, the weather's turning up. I guess it's getting pretty close for me to buy my newest airplane, and the X.
Oh, the Timber X.
Have you been flying yours?
I haven't flown in a little while just because the weather's been bad, but I would like to. I can't wait to go back to the field.
Is there coroplast in that box? Is it hard plastic?
Yeah, there's like he said he got the idea from pizza box delivery things, and yeah, so it's got, I don't know what material it is. I think it's some type of plastic, but there is an insert inside the foam that is hidden that you can't see, but it keeps everything rigid. I think I saw somebody putting a lot of weight on top of it, and it wasn't collapsing it. So it's, most of the bags I've seen are just material, and if you put something on, it would totally just collapse and crush everything inside. But this is at least semi-rigid inside, which is great.
I'm gonna show. Let's see if there's anything inappropriate here.
Whiskey. Sipping on whiskey.
I'm a vodka man. So
This is water, by the way.
I'm drinking water too. No whiskey for another hour. So this is one of my 3D printed projects. You can see the back here was 3D, and of course the front's plastic, but I didn't like the way it looked, so I cut myself a piece of leather and which took a couple of tries, and then I dyed it black and stitched it. And so this is my new switching panel where the ashtray used to be, with voltage meter and USB chargers. Jason, pretty nice. Yes,
that's awesome, dude. And
then we're going to scroll up. This is a newest switch I've added to the truck, the eject button.
Oh, boy.
Check it out. It's Kama Burke. You know who Kama is, right? That's Jim Burke's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
She's waving at me.
That's funny.
And so I have an eject button now on the dash. And then
what does it do? What is it? Does it do anything, or is it just...
It's a lighter.
Oh, it is a lighter.
This is the big project, though. So I put the tonneau cover on the back, which looks awesome. But I did finish this, Jason. And I have my foam inserts because like if I put anything back there and then I was driving around, it was slamming into my tailgate and chipping. Yep. So I thought I didn't do this because the paint looks so good, but I thought if I don't do this, it won't look good very long. So this one's a little extended in case I ever want to sit on it. But that all comes out to reveal the awesome bed. And then in case you didn't see it, because this is let's just cruise through my whole thing here. This is, look at this, Jason. That's the Cadillac in high school.
Wow.
That's my brother driving it.
Jeez.
1 second. That's me at a bonfire. Okay, here we are. So I don't think we showed this. Jason took
I don't think we have.
I kind of wish I'd have done a little different look there. So I'm not really going for the old man crawling out of a cave.
Oh, it's like deer in the headlights.
There's the wood bed that is in there. And then Jason and I, and it definitely took the two of us, installed this tonneau cover from Gaylord Lids. But look at that. I sent them the numbers to match my paint, which I knew it wouldn't match. And it was a perfect match. And,
somebody vaping next to your truck, or is that just lens
flare? It was cool that day, so it's coming out of this exhaust fan. It's so nice, man. So I've been cruising around using it, and it's like I go to the grocery store, I just walk around and pop it up like the world's biggest trunk and throw my groceries in the back.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I like that storage unit you have in there. That's cool.
Yeah. And so the storage unit has, I will stop. The storage unit has my air compressor and my jumper lithium polymer pack and fix a tire and jumper cables and all the stuff that you would need can live back there. Guitars can go back there now. Amps can go back there. And even I sit back there sometimes. So while it's not RC related, I will say that all of my RC skill sets came into play. I have been tweaking this truck from the front to the back, and everything that I've learned by building airplanes and electronics and all that stuff totally came into play on this thing.
Nice. Yeah, it all plays, man. Hey, check this out. I wrote this a couple days ago, but saw that Taranis, Free Sky, whatever, announced they've got a new X-Lite radio version of it. 2 versions of the X-Lite coming out. You know, that's that little gamepad controller I got for DLGs.
Right.
So now they have new versions of S and a Pro. And it used to be you could get the original for $99. Now these are $149 and $199. So they upped it, $50 and then $100. But you get some pretty cool features with it. 24 channels. The Pro version has CNC gimbals. They all have Hall effect gimbals, but these are all CNC on the Pro. Aluminum, super nice, very cool. They've got this new protocol called Access. Just spread spectrum kind of protocol thing for transmission, which seems pretty cool. They were able to extend the range of the telemetry signal, because your telemetry signal is separate from your RF link to your airplane. So they were able to extend that range. And I guess for me, the cool thing they added was 2 momentary buttons. Oh, there's 2 cool things. The 2 momentary buttons, they don't look like they're in a good place to me. I think it's on this picture here. I think it's this button and this button, which is not. I'd have to just get my hands in there. I could grab mine, I guess. Let's see what I think. Maybe it's not so bad. Normally, I would use like this back one as my momentary switch, but having that button there, like right now, just putting my fingers there, it ends up right at that button. So maybe that is a great place to put it. So you could press that to activate your launch mode, go ahead and launch and release, and it puts it into the other modes. That might be pretty awesome. But the killer feature, I think, for a lot of people is that it has USB charging now. With this original one, you have to pull the batteries out with the caps and charge them on like a flashlight style charger. You would have to pop these jokers out and get to your battery. And then people on early versions were having problems with these things failing or being worried that the contacts would wear out over time. But now you can USB charge. I actually have a USB charging module that is a kind of upgrade that you can do self-install that I'm going to be putting on this one so I can USB charge as well. But it's cool that it's coming built in. So, I mean, I don't know. I think these new style radios are what, definitely good for younger generation of flyers that are used to Xbox and PlayStation controllers. It's totally
like my
natural for them.
15-year-old son who owns like 30 versions of that already for his computer.
Yeah. And that size does not limit it whatsoever in features, functionality. It's every bit as capable of $1,000+ radios, which is crazy. So hey, pretty neat stuff. Cool that people are developing new gear for us still.
You're prepping up for spring, and speaking of prepping up for spring, I just submitted our request for hotel rooms for Toledo. In the olden days, I booked our hotel rooms for us. And of course, I would have had that booked years ago. But we're in a whole new system now. And so, Jason, if the creeks don't rise and the good Lord willing, we'll have our hotel rooms and be headed down to Toledo 2019 in lovely Ohio.
Yeah, man, it's a staple, right? We're going to see what this year brings, new stories, new products, cool happenings, maybe elevator interviews. You know, you just never know.
And the world's meanest waitresses coming out of Toledo, Ohio. I've been all over the country and I've never met a meaner waitress than a waitress that's in Toledo. Jason's seen it over and over again.
I've seen it. Now, I know I've talked about it before, but the most exciting part of the Toledo show for me is being able to go to Shorty's restaurant for dinner at least one of the nights, because it's my favorite restaurant in the world of all time.
I thought you were going to say listen to me talk for 8 hours straight.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. It wouldn't be a Toledo show without that.
You've heard all the stories. There's not.
I haven't heard all the stories. Every now and then you'll start telling a new story, and I'm like, wow, I haven't heard this one.
Yeah,
you have them.
Well, we're not staying at the Park Inn this year, so maybe it'll be a whole new experience for us. What's up, Jeff's Customs RC? Jeff's Custom RC.
There you go.
Hey, big thanks to all. By the way, guess what? Guess who our podcast sponsor is this week?
Well, who?
It's Horizon Hobby from the good folks at Horizon. It's Horizon.
Horizon, nice.
So big thanks to Horizon. And a great thing about Horizon is that Kim and David and the whole crew over there, Matt Andrin, all those guys, we've known them forever, and they're kind of more of a part of the family. So very awesome.
And it won't be too long that the Horizon RC Fest will be taking place in Monticello, Illinois. So if you're in that area, you should get up there for that. We're going to be there. We're going to be having fun, hanging out, checking out all the cool things.
I can feel the warm heat and the strong wind already.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kim and we were talking about videos and stuff that they do. And I said, you know, my favorite thing that I've ever seen was when I was at Eli Field and they were having, they had, what's their trainer? I should know the
apprentice.
Yeah. They had like 30 apprentices and they had all the people that you and I know, plus many more on the flight line teaching kids to fly, like local kids, like just like off the street type of kids. And it was blowing like 80 miles an hour in our face. And I thought there's no way they can do this. Right.
Yeah.
And you never saw so many airplanes just going, woo. like whoosh, whoosh. It was awesome. I was like, man, I'd like to watch that video.
Love it.
The good news about not getting podcast notifications is it's all on YouTube and there's nothing Jason and I can do about it. I mean, we want you to all get notifications because we love it when you're here. But YouTube, man, I can't tell them what to do.
Just set an alarm on your phone. Thursdays, 2 p.m. Central, whatever that is for you.
Hey, Siri.
And we'll likely be on.
And as the weather changes, we'll probably have more to talk about.
That's right.
Well, I can tell you what, based on how many times I saw apprentices crash and then they snapped them back together and threw them back in the air, it obviously is a well-made beginner plane.
Yeah, totally.
Twitch. All right. Well, we're coming to the end of the hour. Jason, I'm excited about your big airplane. I literally have, I'm not sure if during the day you're like, I wonder what Jim's doing right now, but it has been a night and day deal over here as usual. I always try to work less. You know, it's kind of my goal, Jason. Today, I'm going to work much less. And then it's the end of the day. Put
that on your goal sheet for whatever performance reviews going on. Number one goal, work less.
I try to make people happy. It's a curse. All right. If you have any troubles, you can always email us or PM us. If you have any news ideas, man, let me say this straight up. If you have a news idea or you, better yet, not just an idea, but you have a news piece, you have a show, you have an event, you have something that you need to make people aware of, 1.2 million unique users per month, be sure and send us a PM because we would love to do a story. We need words. Jason, do you ever get that thing where somebody asks you to do a story, but then they don't give you any information and it's like a free flow writing concept?
Yeah.
It's
Now I'm
impossible.
like, can you give me some information about this?
And maybe a picture and link would be good. And if all we need are words, pictures, and a link, we don't even need the link if you don't care. We can get you up on the feature section of the site. It'd be awesome. And that's it. And if you have something now, if you have something to talk about on the show, shoot us a PM on that. And we will talk about it if we have an answer. I did get a request. I forget what it was, but I thought I have no idea, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at least you know.
And hey, coming up in the next couple of weeks, probably I'll be bringing more of the sailplane to you, and maybe a test flight, response next week. But also, I just talked to Lee Estingway of Hacker Motor USA, and
I once slept at Lee's house.
Yeah. So Lee is sending me a new hacker paraglider contraption. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's supposed to be small, beginner oriented, but like take it out of the box, connect it, and go fly. Like super easy, almost like ready to fly style micro paraglider, I think. So I'll get that. We'll see what more of what that's about, and then be able to show that on the show probably next week. Hopefully, depends on when it gets here. But that's going to be cool and fun because I'm all about the paragliders.
Well, I'm going to jump off this Hangout, and I'm going to email Lee Estingway right now.
What you going to email him?
I ain't going to say. That's business. I got a business idea. That's what I do, man. I have ideas.
Oh, another cool thing about Lee is Lee's son is on the junior USA team that's going to the Worlds this year. So they're flying all these F5J gliders like this big one I'm doing. His son's into that and made the team for the junior. So that's pretty awesome.
I believe his son was like a baby when I was at his house. So I guess that was.
He asked if I could do a story about that, and I was like, "Yeah, we can like talk about the team and show the youth are getting into this and loving it, and get some pictures of those guys, and we'll write a story about the youth juniors team going to the F5J Worlds."
I bet you said, "Heck yeah,
heck yeah,
heck yeah." All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks for Horizon for being the sponsor this week. Thanks for Jason Cole for getting those new earbuds and looking so cool, and excited about your new bird. And I'm Jim T. Graham, your host with Jason Cole from RCGroups.com. Be sure to check out Flying Giants and Heli Freak if you're into those things. And we'll see y'all next week. And otherwise, we'll be on the internet.
Happy thermals, y'all.
Bum, 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 bum. Bye.